Welcome back to Gemstone Podcast. It is LP. I have Shy and Zach with me today. But before we get started, please make sure you go like and share our podcast. You can find us on various platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify Anchor, Pandora Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. If you want to get in contact with us, send us emails, even ask to come on as a guest. You can always send us an email at our Gmail account at gemstonepodcast@gmail.com. That is gemstonepodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you go follow our social media pages as well. We also have an Instagram, Gemstone Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, Gemstone Podcast. So I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've been on. Feel like forever. Neither here nor there while I wasn't on. But how y'all doing? How you doing, Shy?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing marvelous. What about you, Z? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
There we go. Now, the Epstein files. That's something that we've kind of talked about offline a few times as just, colleagues, family, and friends, just, shooting. And we've never really touched on it here on the podcast. But I think that it's something we got to talk about. So first, let's debunk this situation. Right. So Jeffrey Epstein, he was charged with sex trafficking of minors in 19. Then he died in jail. They say. I'm gonna say they say. Now Epstein has his associate, Maxwell. I ain't gonna pronounce the name because I always butcher it with my southern draw, but Maxwell. He was also convicted she was also convicted in 2021 and is serving 20 years in prison, right? So the Epstein files just weren't about, just him as a man. It was really about a system where power, money, and influence can kind of blur the lines a little bit. And so, accountability when it comes to those who have been mentioned in the Epstein files has kind of been, escaped, so to speak. But some things that kind of stood out to me were some of the things that I saw that was being depicted, right? Because a lot of doors were open when it comes to communication, whether it be they talk about demonic practices, secret societies, tunnels being dug. Some of the world leaders who were associated with this, it's kind of opened up a paradigm, like Pandora's box, so to speak, of conversation when it comes to the Epstein files. I remember one file they were saying like they had code names for like the type of kids that they want. I'm saying grape soda or grapes or pizza, and that they were having like hunger-like games where they were having children and people running around, and they was like having a kill fest. But two things before I ask my question that kind of stood out to me. One, in one of the files, it was discovered that Epstein had a bank account named Ball, Baal. He had a bank account named Ball. Now, for those who read their Bibles and read scripture, you know that Ball was mentioned in the book of, if I'm not mistaken, it should be Judges. The book of Judges. And that was the God in which, I ain't gonna say God, that was the entity, false God, in which the children of Israel were worshiping. And that's the God of fertility. Actually, it's the God of the Canaanites, the false God of the Canaanites. For fertility, the word of God, power, and control. Now, it was other gods in the book of Judges too. I don't really want to go through all of them. I just named two. I'm gonna name two that I think is also kind of mentioned in the Epstein files. Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, power at any cost, and then Dagon, the god of the Philistines, who provides individuals with a false sense of security. All right, so that's two. That's only the three I'm gonna talk about. Now, the next thing that they kind of mentioned about is this shape-shifting reptilian society. That's what they've been talking about in the Epstein files. One woman actually came on and said that when Epstein was partaking in sexual acts for her, that when she looked behind her, because she was a sex slave when she was a kid, that she saw him transform into a reptile-like being. Now, I think that's smoke and mirrors. Me personally, I don't think they got people around here. I don't think no one's walking this earth that's a lizard or a reptile. And if you ring a bell or you do something, you look at them and they have reptilian-like features. Now, what history says, though, history says that this term comes from an ancient symbolism of Nagas in Hinduism, which is Hinduism, and it's depicted as a half-like human-like serpent. That sounds familiar. It also said it translates into the Aztec culture as well too, where they type where it said it's the feathered serpent, a heaven-like spirit with a serpent earthly body. That also sounds very familiar. Now, those are the two things that kind of stood out to me because I'm like, dang, they over here doing demonic rituals. They over here got a bank account named after Baal. And just to let y'all guys know, and I think it was in Iraq or Iran, they just like tore down that statue, if I'm not mistaken, before everything kind of jumped off with the war. So my question to you guys, because we just kind of went surface level, I'm pretty sure we're gonna really open up Pandora's box when we talk. What did the Epstein files truly expose within our world social leadership capital?
I think it exposed something that we kind of already knew is that there's an underground world of sexual deviantness and sexual crimes against women and men and everyone. So I think it kind of revealed that. It also revealed that anybody could be bought, anybody could be persuaded. I mean, not to say anybody, but in that category can be persuaded, manipulated, controlled. And also that power is power in someone not wanting truths to be revealed can also lead to injustices and injustice not being served. I mean, that's another thing because this whole case been shady from day one, and they tried to hurry up and close it, but them skeletons is creeping back out the closet.
It didn't show nothing that we haven't already known. We've already known how the upper ups do. We've already known how sick society is for the most part. It didn't show me nothing different. I don't feel like to myself. You just kind of got to see it in person finally. But you always knew. How many times we done talked about what the higher ups do or 1% do sometimes? It's just now you was able to have something documentation showing where it was at, and you get to see how dirty it really gets. And if you really look at some of the Epstein files, which we haven't really got to, it gets even dirtier because some other things is not for our country, it's for other countries. Talk about the blackmailing of other people, of higher ups to do things for you so they can do what they want to you now. It's sick.
Stay right there, Zach, because what you just said, I want to kind of expound upon. For me, did it expose anything that I didn't know? No, but I'm shocked that it didn't expose nothing. I'm more shocked of how they really didn't care and how they kind of operated. To sit here and send emails, to sit here and talk about COVID-19, to sit here and say you're gonna, have a hunting party where you have kids, children, teenagers who've been kidnapped, run on the island, and y'all going on a killing spree like the Hunger Games is diabolical. It is shocking how bold they were speaking about it. That's what's shocking to me. Like, these people who were in these files did not give a flying about what they were doing. But to me, see, I don't know, maybe something wrong with me mentally. I don't know. Because to me, it's deeper. If you got a bank account that's named Ball, which was in the Bible, which was a false god that the children of Israel was praying to, that they asked to be delivered from, after 8 years, God delivered them, then they went back, and then they had to sacrifice children. They was drinking blood. That's all in the Bible. Y'all doing the same damn thing? That's crazy work. Like, it's one thing to
Behavior.
no, it's one thing to be like, yeah, we kind of knew this already. But when it's actually confirmed, I ain't gonna care. My mind has been completely like what the old folks say. Once you can see something, you can't unsee it. Like, I see the government in a totally. I've always said the government. Man, we done been on this podcast for almost 3 years. We didn't got into it. Well, I ain't gonna say we got into it, but we done went back and forth about politics. We done went back and forth about these higher education institutions. They associated with politics, and we done went back and forth so much. And the common denominator is always money. It's the appropriation of funds. When it comes to politics, it's always red and blue, right? And I've always said that the only way we're gonna get changed is if another party somehow get in the Senate, in the House, they get a seat. That's the only way we're gonna get changed. Because of the principalities that are associated with governance and government, because of the concept of governing a body of people. This stuff just confirmed literally every thought that we've had, or conspiracy that we've had, or theory that we've had as high level thinking and functioning individuals who have some type of spiritual enlightenment, who's connected to God, and we read and pray, and we have discernment. And so therefore you get knowledge and wisdom from the divine. This confirmed it. These people have been doing satanic and demonic rituals.
Hold on, though. Can I say something real quick?
That's crazy.
But let me say this real quick. Just because you believe in your Bible don't mean they feel your Bible is the truth.
I get what you're saying.
So what you're saying is Satan is just regular life to them. And that's probably why they named it after Baal, to mock, as a mockery.
I disagree.
I don't. Because they don't care. They feel
Man, hell no. Hell no. The type of things they were doing, when you look up these false gods, it translates to the actions, and also the because believe it or not, just like God got power, so does demons. Don't think the devil ain't got power too. Every voice you hear ain't from God.
But that's not what I'm saying, though.
So they got power too. So what's the when I meet these when I meet executives, right? I'm talking about people who got a lot of money. They always talking about generational wealth. And they always talking about their health, and they're on a new diet because they trying to, live longer, and they want to have power. These people, man, was talking about they want to have power. All this is associated with the need and the greed of power. So people was getting blackmailed. Other countries was being involved. And I believe Epstein was probably a spy for Israel. That's how I kind of feel. But that's neither here nor there. And all these things was this compound blackmail information to be used against from different countries. That's how I kind of feel when they actually looked and dig deep into the files. But the simple fact that y'all was doing a lot of different things that translates directly to demonic rituals, it's crazy. Like it's crazy to me. And I disagree. You saying I think they're being a mockery. I don't. I really do think that they were actually operating and performing these rituals to get power, because they were actually, I don't know, just in my speculation and my assumption, they actually was being connected to whatever demonic essence or whatever power they were being given. It came from something.
But see, that's what I'm saying, though. You saying they doing it for demonic power. They got power. In the blink of an eye, they can wipe out a country.
Yeah.
In the blink of an eye, they can start a war. What you think of power is little playthings to them. So that's what I'm telling you when I say it ain't always about the Bible and certain things. This is stuff they do. Just because they eat, they cannibalistic, that's because that's what they like to do. They have these games.
But hold on. But you know what's that? Hold on. Wait.
What you mean?
No, because I'm gonna make a point. So Sha, jump in, please, whenever you want to. So remember Saul went to war, right? Remember Samuel came down, told Saul, hey, go to war. I can't remember who it is. I think it starts with an A. Or was it I think it starts with an A. Yeah, I think it was the Ammonites. I could be wrong though. Fact check me. But Samuel came down and said, God said, go to war with these people. He said, do this. He said, kill everything. Don't bring anything back. Because remember, Saul was appointed the king of Israel, because the people of Israel, they kept worshiping these idol gods, such as Baal. And they said, well, we need a leader to help us. He said, y'all want man over y'all? So who he gave? He gave him Saul. All right. So Saul had his kingdom. The house of Saul was doing good. This was the last war. Not the last battle, but the last battle before he lost everything. So Samuel came down. He was the prophet. He said, don't do this, don't do that. He said, God said, kill everything. Don't leave anything, because they was worshiping an idol god where they drunk blood, ate children in cannibalistic ways. He said, wipe everything out. Don't bring anything back. Samuel disobeyed. He killed everything except for their king. He brought him back. Then he was cursed. That was the first sign of like schizophrenia being invoked on someone. He said, because an evil spirit will fall upon your mind. Your mind will no longer be sound. And that's when David came into the picture, because David played a musical instrument. Whenever David played the musical instrument, the evil spirit lifted off of Saul's mind. But that's neither here nor there. I'm focused on the people that he said wipe out, because what they was doing, drinking blood, eating people. What these fools was doing, cutting up babies, eating intestines, drinking blood.
Bro, can I give you another?
You gotta be worshiping something.
Hold up, can I give you another symbol that you just said? When you go to church, they give you wine and say, "Drink the blood of God."
But you hitting it. They give you
drink and say, "Eat the body of God."
That's a religious practice, right?
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You can't.
That's a religious practice, right? It's a religious practice, right? Because you do it in church. It's called the what? It came from the
You're
Last
checking two
Supper.
different things though. They're not doing this religion. They're doing this to eat because it tastes good to them.
That's
It's
a
religious.
ritual. That's a ritual.
Not all of it's ritual though.
Okay.
Like they had names for foods that you just said it earlier, Lance. They have names for food they're gonna cook people with. How they gonna cook them? That ain't for ritual. That's for fun. I want you to cook that man like a spaghetti.
No, that was code names for how they were
But
saying
they
want the
also
kids.
they harvesting too.
And they harvested bodies so they can cook them. They cook these like they was pieces of turkey and chicken and cows.
Yeah, they like how it tastes.
Is that not playing God?
No, that's not
I
playing
wouldn't
God.
say
They
that.
murdering people that have food. What you doing?
Y'all want to tell?
Power. That's power too. Like, okay,
Okay.
well, you know, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna eat you.
Right? But is that not? But is that not trying to play some type of God against, right?
It's not playing a type of God. It's you
don't
doing
think
what
so?
the fuck you want and they can't stop you.
Man, I see it how I see it. You see how you see it. These was doing goddamn rituals and demonic rituals. They was worshiping demonic essences, man, getting power. Because you can get power. Why do people do witchcraft? To get power.
Not always. All witchcraft ain't for power and stuff, fam.
If I'm trying if I'm trying to do witchcraft to get a baby or to hurt somebody or to get more money or to advance in my career or
You're
to
being
do
specific on
anything,
certain things, but not all witchcraft is for certain things like that, twin.
what is some witchcraft for then?
Some witchcraft is just to protect from evil.
Witchcraft is the essence of evil.
It's the essence of evil to you because you have been told that it's evil to you.
Yeah. I would say this.
I disagree.
Africa did witchcraft all the time.
But they didn't call it witchcraft.
I didn't call it. Yes.
For it. In essence, it's still spell work. In essence, all of it is spell work. But they just did not.
So you have
call it that.
You have rituals.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, you have rituals
from witchery.
From the biblical context that aligns with God, right? Because they had to do sacrifices too, right? It's a whole book and a whole like scholarly frameworks around the heavenly rituals that are consistent with Yahweh, Yeshua, Yeshua, Jehovah,
and all of those
Jehovah Nissi,
and some of
that's considered the one true God, right? Yeah, that's considered the one true God. Then you have outside rituals that are not consistent of the one true God that falls into a different tree, right? Which falls under demonic or fallen angel or Nephilim or whatever satanic practices, right? That's still a religious based practice. If I'm a Muslim, don't Muslims have a certain type of diet? Yes, right? That's a religious practice. It's a religious practice. That's what it is.
What are you arguing now, fam? I feel like you went back to religious practice and we was talking about something else.
No, I ain't never got off religious practice because I said these people was doing religious practice. They was drinking blood and eating babies because
we was talking about witches, so I'm trying to figure out how we go back to religious practice now.
If you a witch, if you witching, don't you still have to operate in some type of religious based practice. You still have to.
But do you understand what I'm saying, Twin?
I can't be a witch of okay, I'm a witch of the God in Christ, but I'm also the witch of satanic, the demonic principles. I can't be both. I'm split in half. I gotta commit to something.
So you saying that there's still witches for being in the God?
I don't believe. Just me. Just me, dog. I don't believe you can do both. How you gonna have access to both? Well, because we talking about the witches, and I said, I can't be a witch. I'm a witch of God in Christ. I'm just speaking like hypothetical, right? And then I'm a witch of Satan. At some point, they gonna take me out because I'm playing with them. I'm going to their enemy.
I will say this.
I understand warfare.
I will say this. Hoodoo definitely was started by the Church of God in Christ. It was started by the people that developed the Church of God in Christ. And a lot of hoodoo practices involve the Bible. The most powerful conjure spells that they use involve Psalms. Some of the most powerful things they do involve Psalms. So that's not necessarily true. While witchcraft is not work of good. Witchcraft is dark magic. There's dark magic, there's light magic. Witchcraft is done by witches, but other people, like people that practice hoodoo, or they might practice, I forgot what they called it, but it's another form of similar. But those people intertwine the Bible with Southern and backwoods practices. So some people do mix and twine the two, but witchcraft is not the same.
You talking about like the people that go get hoofer dust and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, they do They put the salt on the door and stuff like that.
That's witchcraft.
Spit on the broom.
Yep.
It's witchcraft. It just depends, but
a woman, man, see y'all.
So what would be the thing when they put blood on the doors to keep the spirit away?
I've never heard of that before. I've heard of putting salt on your doors. I know some people
they had a moment like that in the Bible where you had to cover your door with blood to keep that spirit.
I mean, the Bible is not entirely correct. This
is what I would say.
Entirely correct. So I mean, some of the stuff is recreated and reshaped, and
some things are. I would agree. But I would say when you think about that, even in that concept, where they put the blood on the door, right? Because
it's the blood of a sheep, right?
The blood of a sheep, right? Because of the death angel came into Egypt, right? That was two gods at war. You got the God of Egypt because the Pharaoh doesn't pray to Yahweh. He doesn't pray to Jehovah. He doesn't pray to Emmanuel. He prays to a whole different God. And so if this God is saying, hey, let my people go, and you saying, no, they're going to be here, now you have a clash of God. So that's true. The Israel God, Yahweh, Jehovah.
And keep in mind, that's God with an S.
Exactly. And so he's coming to have a war to show, hey, I'm bigger than you. I'm the true God. I'm the creator. I'm going to knock out your people because you want to keep my people condemned. I asked you to let them go. I done sent plagues your way. I'm not playing with y'all. And y'all keep on wanting to stand 10 toes. All right, then. Let me go ahead and take some of y'all people out. See, that's when I say you're right when they said they had some type of rituals, but it's a religious-based practice. If I'm putting blood on my door, that's a ritual. But that's also written in Leviticus. If you go, because the book of Leviticus is all about practices, religious practices. They talk about stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. These people, when you go look at demonic essence-based practices, that's what they was doing. Yeah, they have power because they're getting power from those who have access to it. You think people just get money because they have a bright idea? No, they got to be exposed to something, to some type of entity, to some type of essence. Why do you think these people in Hollywood?
I agree with that.
Why do you think these people in Hollywood move the way they move?
I disagree with that.
Okay, I'm talking about money like these people got. I ain't talking about you could like money like we thinking for us to be well off. These people are wealthy. They ain't rich. Their money gonna last for generations and eons and on. But how did they get access to that? Someone had to bring them a seat to the table.
Right. And I mean, some of them got access to money through slavery.
Lineage. Well, lineage.
Yeah, lineage, slavery, investments that were made.
But if you got that lineage, that means that your family's attached to something that maintained it for so long. Look at the people in the list. Who what? Damn president on the list. That's why we at war now. Because he don't want nobody talking about these files. Because he on the list. That's what I'm saying. You like, man, I disagree. In my opinion, this shows these people out there with like, hey man, these fallen who came down here and been running them up, they still here to this day. The same play being ran. It's just different time zone, different group. The world a little bit wiser. You got more technology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, a lot of history been erased too. Let's not mention that. So it's just crazy that they showed these things. Like it's being depicted. Man, y'all really out here. Y'all don't give a damn.
Y'all really out here. Y'all really out here eating kids and
y'all don't give a damn.
Doing all kind of shit. I believe in shape shifting. I think shape shifting is real.
But even when it comes to the shape shifting thing, to me, I feel like because y'all possessed by these spirits, y'all possessed by these demonic essences. Hell, the Hindu and the Buddhism and the damn Aztecs said that they saw him. It was a heaven divine bird that came down and transformed into a serpent on earth. That sound familiar, don't it? A heaven bird. Don't that sound like an angel? I'm just saying. They had somebody somebody transform into a serpent, had them eat an apple, right? Good and evil. Same play being ran today. It's just crazy to me that I'm shocked that they let these files get out and that they let some of the things that was being done be actually said and actually like revealed. Y'all eating kids, drinking blood, sex trafficking children all around the goddamn world. Y'all got tunnels. One island is the hub. Like That's like some GTA motherfucker bunker. And you just hit the
Sound like a
damn
movie.
D-pad. Like you hit the D-pad button and you go to another person, you over here. Like that shit crazy. That's what we've been like you said, is that like we know it to be true. You know what I'm saying? Because we're individuals who are enlightened. We have knowledge. We think for ourselves. We read. We assemble ourselves just to, sometimes go down rabbit holes and look at stuff. But to actually see that these people and what really breaks my heart is that it shouldn't break my heart. It really don't break my heart. It just the Bush family was notorious in the damn files. Go look. And the main thing they're asking for is eating babies and drinking blood. That is crazy. That's but allegedly. All this is allegedly, by the way. We don't know. It's all allegedly. We don't know. But that's what they showed on the files. And I don't know, Sha. It's just crazy. Then they talking about this reptilian society and all that. But I just think I ain't gonna say that because
Else mentioned this. That writer, that girl that write songs and stuff.
Yeah.
She talked about this.
Yeah. I really think it's just they possessed. That's the only thing I can think. Y'all got the Canaanite false god on there. Y'all got the damn Moabites, the Philistines. Y'all got all the false gods that was really wreaking havoc back in the day. But the question is, did they really ever stop? They maybe never stopped. Maybe we thought they did. Because it don't seem like they ever stopped. I don't know, Z. I don't know about that mockery thing like you thinking. You saying you think they got a bank account like that just to mock me? I don't know. That's a strong, like some things you can't play with.
What you mean? You play with whatever you want to if you got the power to.
You can't, man, not when it comes to like dark magic, not when it comes to like principalities, spiritual, man, you can't play with.
Bro, as kids, people play with the Ouija board playing with evil.
And guess what?
Like you can play what you want to. You can't sit here and say you can't.
They have long. Well, you know what? You're right. You can't say you can't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't play with like that because you open the doors that you don't understand. Or maybe they do understand.
They do understand what they opening. They look, Steve fam, you are a religious man. So you take things religiously. People don't care about your religion all the time, fam. And they do things they do. They know it's gonna make somebody upset, or they have funs and joke and pick at things. Now, do I feel like they have some religious things with it? Yeah, they probably could. If you give me a strong enough case, I can believe that too. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's what they want to do. They like somebody said, let's go have this hunting game. Let's go hunt. And so I don't feel like hunting no animals, man. No, we're not hunting animals. We're gonna hunt people.
They hunt kids, man. That's crazy.
You say kids? It's more than kids, dog.
Yeah. They had some adults too that they set up in there, but it was mostly kids though.
So it's a new style for them. It's a new hunt. It's a new urge. It's a new blood rush. This is something that they feel like was better than what they was doing. What do you do with people that got everything?
Now you see all these films coming out about rich people hunting people, right? Now they see you and all that stuff. They had 2 movies just came out like a week ago with the same concept.
Yep. But that's my thing though.
Those things have been out though, y'all.
Yeah, it has been. They doing the. I don't know. My grandma used to. Sometimes you gotta she used to say, you gotta see what's in front of you to see what you're dealing with. So I think a lot of times they put things in plain sight for us, and we view it as entertainment. But really, they kind of letting us know, or they paying homage to something. I'm stuck. I am stuck on the eating the babies and the drinking the blood. I'm stuck. That is like, and then in this out top, they were saying that Diddy, but I ain't gonna say they were saying, it was reported that Diddy would say, I need new blood, I need fresh blood. Well, he would have somebody else, they'd be doing like a live blood transfusion with somebody else, like their blood is going into his body. Like that's not normal. Like something is wrong with you.
Well,
like, seriously, unless you have a medical condition.
I say he may have a medical reason why, and then in his mind, he may think that the younger the blood, the fresher the blood, whatever, it'll be better for him. Because years and years and years of sexual deviancy that he's been in. You got to know something probably didn't happen to him. Whether he was burning or something going on. So you ain't slept with 150 people and everything all right. I don't believe it. So he probably needed a little something one time. Or like they said, them freak off. I know you can get IV work in Houston. You can get transfusion, things like that. Them freak offs, you going, you on pills, you on Miley and the coke and whatever else you on, and you for 10 hours. This is TMI. Hopefully he never hear this episode. I have a friend that goes to freak offs, and he's not in there the whole night, but he knows people that starts they get there at 11, they don't leave till 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're gone the whole time. So that's 6 hours of straight up action. So yeah, when you leave there, you ought to be mummified. You ought to be a zombie by the time you get out there. 6 hours? My gosh, that's
Man,
horrible.
why they said in Houston, man, they said in Houston, man, that they was cutting up at the rodeo fest, man. They said they said after rodeo fest, STDs in Houston spiked by 45%, man.
Well, also that spring break, because they had a lot of people down here. People was in their cars having sex and put.
Yeah, they said they said a girl was in the front seat and a girl was in the back seat. What? But we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't talking about that. But
Yeah, so like I said, if you going for that many hours, you're gonna need some kind of something done to you. You're gonna need something done to you because you could, if you want to freak off. Like I said, my friend, he goes to them, but he only be there for what he tells me. He goes for about 2 to 3 hours, then he leaves. So if you in a freak off and you in there for 6 hours, first of all, you been drained. You ain't got a drop of liquid in your body left. Like there's not a drop of nothing available to use. So yeah, I mean it makes sense for him to get them procedures done because of not. And then on top of that, this is an older man. He's lucky to still be alive after these freak offs.
so when it comes to the question, what did the Epstein files truly expose within our world of social leadership capital?
One thing it did show is that America has no backbone.
Not at all.
We allow things to happen. We won't fight for change, and we don't have the power to fight for change.
America don't want change though.
We wanted to see.
In
we
the
wanted to
Epstein
see-
files, the one thing I can say and I can respect is that other world leaders and countries that were exposed in those files, some of these individuals have been, like we said when we had our guest on, have been brought in for questioning, brought in for or arrested or whatever it may be. But accountability is gonna be had. Well, not over here. No, not over here. Ain't now
So it's
person.
normal to have a young girl. Get your little young girl come around here and rub your feet and tell you look good and just make you some pancakes.
Not around here. Oh, it ain't happening over here. No. Oh no. But this is why I keep saying I'm heavy on this, like these rituals, these rituals that they were practicing. Because other countries, they're big in religion. Like, America's not fake big. I'm gonna be real. And God we trust and all that.
Well, the only other countries that are bigger than religion than us is the Muslim countries. Them European countries do not be practicing Christianity or anything else. Like they're not big on religion at all. Now, Muslim countries, the Middle East countries, they'll get rid of you behind Allah.
No,
But
yes,
the other
they are.
countries, no, they don't.
No, yes, they are, Sha. They
Them
not
some of the
they
nastiest people.
they may not be big in when it comes to like Christianity, but they're big on the image of religion. They big. Why you think Putin threatened to expose them files? Man, what an episode. So we have to stop this episode right now. Come back for part 2 as the conversation is getting real heavy. But before we end this episode, make sure you like and share the Gemstone Podcast platform. Find us on various platforms such as Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. You can also find us on Pandora Podcasts as well. Now, if you want to send us mail or you want to get in contact with us, guess what you can do? You can send us an email. You can email us at gemstonepodcast@gmail.com. I can't wait for you guys to listen to part 2. Until then, we appreciate you guys and God bless.